I have to make sure this is saved properly. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. Honestly. Mature rated game. There we go. Right. Here we go. So, Cloak and Dagger games. I think that their free adventures have been some of the best adventures I've played. Date in the Park and Mudlarks. Thought Mudlarks was exceptional. Their other stuff hasn't hit as hard. Oh, there was the football game was good, but the other stuff hasn't quite hit that peak. But I think Mudlarks or Mudlarking. I think that's a brilliant game. Alright, that was a good time to tab out. Right. I think I loaded this up briefly to make sure it worked. Click to advanced dialogue off. I'll leave it off for now. It's a bit of a shame that the window, when it drops out of focus, stops playing, but there we go. Such is life. No inventory yet.
Ah, Miss Bateman. Welcome back to Ticehurst House. It's been quite some time. Terrible weather this evening, is it not? Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see. A bit of rain won't kill me, will it? You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper. You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside. You'll catch your death out here.
Abrupt. Alright, I'm getting good vibes about everything.
Dearest mother.
I don't have to do voice acting. Oh, but I do have to click to advance the dialogue, even though that option wasn't off. Anyway, let's carry on.
I hope this letter will reach you. I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience. I will endeavour to explain the events that led me to Ticehurst House that night. As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder. The letter brought me to the isolated village of Bewley, deep in the moors. No station master in sight. I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter. I have 6 shillings and 2 pence. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow. I don't like travelling with too much money on me. A gift from my mother. It bears my initials, TB.
Good old tuberculosis. No, that doesn't work. Damn. Tuberculosis. Dear Miss Bateman, I write this letter in the hope of piquing your curiosity. We do have to do some voice acting. I read about your expertise in barrows, and if I understood correctly, you are writing a book on them and the treasures they contain. I live in the village of Bewley, where a most special barrow can be found on the outskirts. It is rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in. The place is steeped in local legend, and there is rumour of secrets to be found deep within. I hope you will not misunderstand me and find this letter intrusive. You wish to visit Bewley and excavate this barrow? I will be pleased to be your guide. Please send your response to the Plough and Furrow Inn, Bewley. I shall wait your letter. Yours respectfully, Mr. Leonard Shoulder. No, and her reply. For some reason she has it with her. Oh no, his reply, sorry. That's my mistake. Dear Miss Bateman, marvellous news. Hang on a second. I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening on the 14th of this new month at the Plough and Furrow Inn, Bewley. The inn has fine rooms which you will find adequate for your short stay. When we meet, I shall tell you more of the circumstances surrounding the site, which is referred to locally as Hobbs Barrow. It is not located on my own land, but we will have no issue gaining permission to excavate. I wish you a safe journey.
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn. Bewley. I have great expectations for this barrow. The tracks look quite untarnished. I don't think many trains come through here. I swear she was not standing there a moment ago.
I swear that also. Because I did this earlier, and she wasn't there.
Excuse me?
Yes?
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Ah, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewley. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank you very much. What can you tell me about Bewley?
Well, it used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
Are you local?
Ah, yes, a local I am. But I don't live in the village.
Where are you travelling to today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
Quite. Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey. A door of fine construction. Hello? Hello?
What brings you to Bewley?
I beg your pardon?
What brings you to Bewley, miss?
She looks superstitious. She does look superstitious, but I feel like we'll get a nice warning when we tell her the truth. But let's do it.
I'm here to visit a local landmark, Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave robber, are you?
Not at all. I merely have an interest in antiquities.
Not much to be found in Bewley, if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
That was odd. A humble dwelling. A humble dwelling. The old woman told me to go straight ahead to get to the inn. I'll have time to explore tomorrow. The anvil looks heavy. Beating raw metal into a fine object is an admirable skill. Perhaps this belongs to a merchant. This must belong to someone. I should leave it alone. A local... don't we... The sign is in a shabby state, but the shop appears to be a cobbler's. The building is in a dilapidated state. Quite a fine building indeed. The plough and furrow. I have a bit of time before Mr. Shoulder arrives. I should inquire about a room. The man looks thoroughly inebriated.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone in this sodding weather?
I'm heading to the plough and furrow.
Bloody good pub, that. It has the finest ales in the whole county. Oh, I'll take you there if you like.
I believe we are standing directly in front of it.
Oh, so we are. Please,
Yes.
give us a kiss now, won't you?
Wow. You've really lucked out here. Let's deflect.
Wouldn't your wife disapprove?
My wife? Bloody hell, my wife! My tea'll be on the table at this hour, and if I don't get back, she'll be roaring. Until we meet again.
What a buffoon. I should speak to the innkeeper about a room. A fine exemplar of inebriation. A rather miserable-looking fellow. He's playing a board game by himself. I think it's Three Men's Morris. They are engaged in an intense discussion. A decorative plate depicting a serpent. A decorative plate. This one depicts a bull.
Goody. All the plates are different.
A decorative plate. This one depicts a cat. A decorative plate depicting an eagle. A decorative plate. This one depicts a dog. A decorative plate depicting a bear.
Right, remember that later.
They are engaged in an intense discussion. A pixie-faced peasant boy, painted in a naive style.
I like looking around.
A majestic animal, cut down in his prime.
Yeah, I mean...
The painting depicts a rocky-edged lake. A small bronze plate states the name Lake Cubilius.
Cubilius is a good name.
The innkeeper is a serious-looking man.
Alright, let's give it a go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
Let's ask for a room.
I am in need of a room for the night.
Aye, we aren't short of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
A fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
That's all our money gone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
Let's ask about...
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, I know the man.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you. Bye for now.
As you were.
I have 6 shillings and 2 pence. I don't like travelling with too much money on me. This is payment for the room.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Thomasina Bateman.
And will Mr. Bateman be staying with us tonight?
No, I am not wed. My assistant is arriving in Bewley tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key.
Kenneth's
Just
gonna
go
die.
through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs.
Everyone might
Room
die.
number 2.
Thank you.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage. I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives. This shall do nicely. Time to change into something more comfortable. Much better. A jug of water for drinking or washing. A decorative plate depicting a goat.
Oh, we've got an achievement. A curious collection. 7 plates, 7 animals.
A jug of water for This may come in handy.
No, you said you wanted to freshen up.
An empty bowl has been provided for washing. I don't wish to carry the bowl around with me.
Okay, let's try using this with this.
I feel relatively clean. Perhaps
Okay.
I could use this water for something else.
Well, we better pick everything up in true point-and-click adventure game fashion.
Ah, complementary matches. Useful. There's only 1 match left, though.
In typical adventure game point-and-click fashion.
My evening light shall be provided by this solitary candlestick. A sturdy-looking thing, useful to many a weary traveller. I've stored my case in there, a box within a box. The wardrobe looks old, perhaps 100 years or more in age. I've hung my dress inside. Aside from that, the wardrobe is empty. A painting of surprising quality. It portrays a rocky outcrop overlooking a vast moor, perhaps a local landmark. No doubt the mattress is stuffed with itchy straw. I do feel tired after the trip. but my meeting with Mr. Shoulder must take priority.
Okay, let's get out of here. I'm gonna light the candle with my one match.
Good afternoon, sir.
Note for you here.
I beg your pardon?
I said there's note for you here, lass. Be on your way.
Charming. Good day, sir. Hello, sir.
What?
I'm waiting here for a man named Leonard Shoulder. Do you know him?
I don't. Do you, love?
Never heard of him.
There you have it. Now clear off.
Hello, miss.
What do you want?
I...
Bugger off.
A curmudgeonly-looking old fellow. Hello, sir.
Right.
Do you know a Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
You're not local. You've come on that bloody train, haven't you? Bewley's going to dogs.
My name is Thomasina Bateman, and you are...
None of your business, lass. Where's your husband?
None of your business, sir.
Ah! You're brave coming in here, all on your own.
I'm a grown woman.
I'm Cyril.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cyril. Do you know Mr. Shoulder?
That be none of your business, lass. I don't come to your city poking around asking questions, do I? Man just wants to enjoy his ale in peace.
I take it you are not enamoured with the railway station.
Bewley's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here. It's as simple as that, lass.
Why not?
This is our town, our land.
I assure you I am not here to cause trouble.
We'll see about that, won't we?
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We're a proud community. I've lived here my whole life. Not much here to interest folks like you.
Folks like me.
Aye.
Bye for now.
Ta-ra, lass.
I do not need to use the lavatory.
I thought I'd just, so just in case Cthulhu is waiting in there for me.
It's a crudely painted scene that appears to be of a biblical nature.
Miss Bateman, you've transformed.
I feel far more comfortable in my outdoor clothing.
You look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley. Stanley Kemp.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
And tell me, I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
Has Mr. Shoulder arrived yet?
Still haven't seen head nor tail of him, Miss Bateman.
What can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard, then?
Well, if you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
Are you familiar with
No,
tumuli?
he's not into it.
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've lost me.
I excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
Oh, aye. You're a grave robber.
I am no such thing.
Don't worry, lass.
Yes, you are.
I've met all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
I assure you, my goal is more noble than petty grave robbery.
What sort of relics do you find then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Well, rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye. Very interesting. But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewley, a site called Hobbs Barrow. I'm meeting him here this evening to find out more.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard nowt about a Hobbs Barrow.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St. Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Are you sure you've never heard of Hobbs Barrow?
Not in my life, lass, but I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
Mr. Shoulder said the barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass? Haven't you better things to do with your time?
I enjoy nothing more than the thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Oh, a barrow digger too, were he?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
I'm afraid my father's been bedbound by illness for many years.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital. Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for the last 16 years. I worked as a drover all over the country in my younger days. Saved up my coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewley.
Thanks for your time.
As you were.
Mr. Shoulder should really be here by now. I'll sit down and wait. Where on earth is he? What a waste of time this is turning out to be.
Evening there, miss.
Not you again.
I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I got home, had my tea, but it gave me an aching belly.
How so?
I felt bad for how I spoke to you. I'm sorry. The drink gets a hold of me sometimes.
Let's start again, shall we?
My name is Arthur Tillett.
Thomasina Bateman.
What brings you to Bewley, anyway?
I'm here to meet someone, but he has not arrived.
His loss, if you ask me.
Perhaps you know the gentleman, Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, I know Mr. Shoulder all right. If I may be so bold as to say, he's a bit long in the tooth for you.
The relationship is not what you're implying. I've never met him. In fact, I know very little about him at all.
Get me an ale and I'll tell you all about the old sod.
One ale, coming right up.
Thank you very much, Miss Bateman. Then I'll tell you all about old Leonard Shoulder.
course, I don't have any money now, do
I have only 2 pence left. My assistant Kenneth is bringing more funds tomorrow, thankfully.
How can I help you?
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. 2 pence, please.
Thank you. This was the last of my money, but Kenneth will be here tomorrow with more funds. A tankard of warm ale. I prefer a glass of Portuguese port wine myself. Here you are, Arthur.
Thanking you. Oh, that hits the spot, that does, lass. Now then. Old Len. Leonard Shaw.
you? Yeah, thought that might happen.
Arthur? Mr. Tillett? Oh, for heaven's sake! The man is in a drunken stupor. After one drink too many, Arthur Tillett has passed out. Mr. Tillett? He's not dead, just very drunk. I would still like to hear what he has to say about Mr. Shoulder.
Don't worry, I have the solution.
Oh, what the hell were that for?
You passed out, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, sorry, lass. Where were I? Leonard Shoulder. Hold on another minute. I'm making for a piss.
This man is unbelievable. It feels like an hour has passed.
He's asleep
Perhaps
in there.
I should go in there and check on him.
Yeah. Oh, game saved. I will also save the game.
Miss Bateman? My apologies. The ladies are closed due to faulty plumbing. You'll have to use the gents.
Lovely. Mr. Tillett?
This looks normal. Completely normal. Dirty towel, jug. Yeah, jug.
The jug is empty. It looks like the towel has not been washed in months. The mirror is coated in a thick layer of grime. These look modern. I'm surprised. I would rather not get any closer. The smell of urine is nauseating. A cold draft is leaking in from under the door. This leads outside. I can see it's still raining out there.
Alright,
Is
Cthulhu.
Mr. Tillett in there? Mr. Tillett? Mr. Tillett, are you in there? It sounds like someone is in there. Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
No.
Well, you're not Mr. Tillett.
Maybe he
The
is.
mangy thing is fast asleep. I'd rather not touch it. The thing stinks to high heaven.
Right, well, I mean, we better check out the back then, eh? Locked.
The door opens a crack, but appears to be blocked from the other side. I think I can hear someone moving around.
That was a squelchy sound.
Mr. Tillett? Arthur, are you out there? Judging from the draft coming from below, this door must lead outside. I should investigate further. The door is blocked from the...
Okay, right. That was a waste of 2 pence.
Excuse me, sir. A small alley splits the inn and its neighbour. A single glove is lying in the mud. A pearly white gent's glove. It's certainly unlike anything Mr. Tillett was wearing. It seems rather out of place here. Peculiar. A beam of wood is propped up against the door, barring it closed from the outside. Someone has wedged the door shut. Mr. Tillett. Why would he have done that? Did Mr. Tillett leave, then block the door behind him? Something strange is going on here. Who was that old chap I saw outside the alley? He headed eastward. Maybe I could catch up with him and ask him if he saw Mr. Tillett. Sturdy-looking barrels, no doubt used to store ale. I suspect the barrels are empty, otherwise the locals would be rolling them into their cellars. The post has been embellished with a fine bronze bust of a horse. I could tether a horse here if I had one. Sir? A humble The old man has disappeared into the darkness. I'd best turn back to the inn.
Into the night, a figure slips into the mist.
Last orders.
I should get some sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewley shall have to wait for tomorrow.
How can I help you?
Have you seen Arthur Tillett?
I thought he were with you.
He went to the lavatory and has not returned.
That sounds like Arthur Tillett. Don't worry, lass. He'll be back.
Thanks for your time.
As you were.
The crackling fireplace is more welcoming than the facial expressions of the locals. Kenneth will be arriving tomorrow at midday. I should get some sleep. A lovely place to warm oneself. The poor thing. Kenneth will... Yes, I must get some sleep. I shall track down Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
I'm sure it'll be restful slumber
Miss
with no
Bateman?
issues.
Yes?
Off to bed?
Yes. I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter. Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Ah, don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewley.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
Good night, Stanley.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
Somewhat relatable, to be honest.
Such horrid dreams. Bolted from the inside, just as I left it last night. As I suspected, I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved. Right then. Let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this barrow. I also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett. I don't wish to carry the bowl around. A fine white glove, gents style. I found it in the alleyway behind the plough and furrow. There is a single match remaining inside.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
Not really. I have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I must have been dreaming, as I locked the door and windows before I went to sleep. I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing. He comes in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman. I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate. Come to think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say, Mr. Kemp, this is all quite puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
Hang on, you told me to avoid Mr. Shoulder.
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a minute. We'll leave it here and see if anything happens. Not that I'll know about it, but yeah. 2 minutes. Right, let's head out.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder. The window box is well out of reach. The Plough and Furrow Inn. He looks like a rather shady character. Hello. My name is Thomasina, and you are?
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard, dig the graves. Ha!
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
The little whelp looks determined to slaughter the very air itself. The young woman looks extremely bored by it all. Hello,
Yes?
my name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Douglas?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Douglas. That's a great sword technique you have.
Thanks, miss. Mr. Crozier's gonna make me a real one when I turn 12. I'm preparing myself to fight the lantern worm.
What is the lantern worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lambton thought he killed it at the River Ware, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared.
The lantern worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair.
Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly.
Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly.
Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley.
Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train.
No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village.
What's a burial mound?
Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Who's Mr. Crozier?
He's a blacksmith. His forge is just over there on the other side of the square.
Don't you think 12 years of age is a little young for a real sword?
I'll be a master swordsman by then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out.
I'm tireless.
This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
No one here. The blacksmith is toiling away.
Mr. Crozier, isn't it?
Good day.
Yes?
Mr. Crozier, I presume.
Aye, George Crozier, at your service.
My name is Thomasina.
Aye, can I help you?
Are you a Bewley native, Mr. Crozier?
Aye, born and bred. That's where my father's forge before mine.
How is business faring?
I do an honest trade. There'll always be horses needing shoes and farmers needing tools. You let me know if you need out made or mended. I'll do you a fair price.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know a man by the name of Leonard Shoulder?
Oh, aye. Old Leonard.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not recently.
Do you know where he lives?
Why all these questions, lass?
I need to speak with him. He invited me to Bewley.
Oh, he'll turn up. I've seen him in the plough and furrow from time to time.
But do you know where he lives? I need to find him.
I believe he lives somewhere out on the moors. Can't tell you out more than that.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier. Do you know of a local landmark named Hobbs Barrow?
There's a fair many barrows found out on the moors, lass. Too many to put a name to. Not a soul in Bewley pays them any mind.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We don't get many visitors here, outside of market days. But there's plenty of work for the village blacksmith. Where are you from, then?
I arrived yesterday on the train from London, by way of Derby.
Oh, aye. I've heard about London.
What have you heard?
Plenty of factories there.
Yes, indeed. The city is always changing and moving forward.
Too busy for me, though, lass. I prefer a quieter pace. Aye.
When do market days run in Bewley?
Once or twice a month. The next one is tomorrow.
How delightful.
Unless your vice is cabbages, there'll be naught to interest a young lady.
I don't mind a cabbage.
Then you're in luck.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
It's Mr. Crozier's forge. A fantastic specimen. Alas, it is not mine to take. The blacksmith is right here. I've no need to go inside. The bucket has seen better days. The bucket is rusty. The woman has a kind face. In memory of George Paxton. In memory of Peter Black. In memory of William Ager. In memory of Barnaby Tillett. In memory of Percival Roach. In memory of Mabel Hurst. In memory of Benjamin Garkham. In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved Juliet. In memory of Henry Crozier. In memory of Millicent Smith. The trusty trowel, the barrow digger's best friend. Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
They're never getting that trowel back.
A fine assortment of baked goods. A lovely treat for those who enjoy such things. Hello.
Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
What kind of cakes do you have?
I have some lovely Bakewell puddings. The sweetest marriage of almond and jam. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Alas, I'm not carrying any money with me.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry, I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand. My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. de Plancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Likewise, pet.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. de Plancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods, and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building? It's been standing here since the 12th century. The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century. The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. de Plancy.
Right, sorry. Bit of a delay there, well... things happen. Right. Here we go.
Do you know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard. What business do you have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
What can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmund's for many years.
Where can I find Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
Sounds foreboding.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans. Is that a necklace? The pews are contained within compartments that can be locked. I've seen a similar design in other Norman churches around England, but this is a particularly impressive example. Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be. Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns. I've no time for such things. A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years.
Let's see if she says the same thing when we look at it again.
This must be where the local vicar sacrifices the newborns. Stained glass depictions of various biblical scenes. It's not my specialist area. I can admire the craftsmanship from afar. Extraordinary craftsmanship. I can admire the... Those have seen better days. The flowers have long since dried out. I don't want them. Excuse me, I found this necklace inside the church. Is it yours?
No, Pet. Perhaps someone left it behind yesterday. You keep hold of it for now. I'll ask around at the next service.
Are you sure?
I trust you.
This leads to the church tower, I presume. It's locked.
There he is. There's his jolly whistling from this direction.
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help, young lady.
Tell me what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Cut me. I beg you.
The vicar looks dreadfully ill. Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
The vicar's spectacles lie broken on the forest floor.
Well, this has taken a turn. Perhaps we can use his broken spectacles.
Ouch!
Yes.
The broken lens is extremely sharp.
Yes, that's what I figured. Let's use the glove.
Perhaps I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner.
And she's a handkerchief.
This handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work.
Right, let's cut the vicar.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
The bloodletter, a curious remedy.
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman. It's a pleasure to meet you. Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see.
Convincing.
They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from Bewley originally?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of His Spirit.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Alright, I think we'll get him to take us there. I'm just gonna... Oh, we've got a map now. Just gonna save... Father Roche.
Father Roche still looks rather pallid.
So we can see his vom.
I don't wish to look too closely. I'm not going near it. It smells disgusting.
Oh, it's Roche. Have a look over here, just see if there's anything else in the woods, or if it's sort of a...
No doubt home to many a woodland creature. I've no desire to go rooting about in there.
Just have a quick look in here and see if there's anything else to be found.
I shall see you later this evening, gents. Well, I say. Greetings, my dear.
Hello, sir.
A pause on your beauty, for I shall see you again soon.
Wait! Some nerve.
Lady, you're blushing.
I most certainly am not. The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather.
Sorry, lass. No way through here today.
Says who?
Lord Panswick. Now get back before you find yourself under a falling tree.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, aye? You're not from round here, Thomasina Bateman.
No, just visiting. What is your name, sir?
Horace.
Are you in charge here?
I am indeed.
Tell me, who was that arrogant man here just now?
Just someone passing by.
It sounded like you knew him better than that.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that's none of your business.
What are you doing here?
What does it look like I'm doing? We're chopping down trees.
There is no need to be sarcastic.
We're employed by Lord Panswick. He's ordered us to gather logs from his woods. That's what we're doing.
These are his woods?
Aye, his lordship owns most of the land round Bewley.
Who is Lord Panswick?
Our governor.
He's the governor of the whole town.
All right, Owen, back to work now.
He lives in Bewley?
Aye, not far away. But his lordship doesn't like questions. Or visitors. Now please leave us to our work.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No, I don't. Can you let me get back to my work now?
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Can't say I have.
Why are you gathering logs for Lord Panswick?
By heck, you ask a lot of questions. If you must know, his lordship is repairing an old ruin on his land. We need the timber for the restoration work.
How intriguing. What type of ruin is Lord Panswick restoring?
An old chapel.
I should rather like to see it.
Not possible. His lordship does not welcome visitors to his estate.
Thanks for your time.
We'll be done by tomorrow morning. Come back then if you want to explore the woods.
The men look like they've spent many a long day exposed to the harsh moorland weather. I'll let him get on with his work. I'll let him...
Lass, as I told you, there's no way down the path today.
I had to try.
I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck. Remarkable, a gargantuan fossilized ammonite. This would look fantastic on my mantelpiece.
Hey! Stay away from that!
Don't touch it!
It's bad luck to touch the ammon's horn. I'm serious.
Fine. This young fellow looks miserable. She has a puckish little face. I do enjoy... The water is icy cold. Hello there, my name's Thomasina.
Yeah?
How are you?
Go away!
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
No.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
I heard he owns the whole county.
Have you met him?
No. He lives out on the moors somewhere. But everyone does what he tells them to.
Why's that?
Because he has a lot of money.
Goodbye. I have nothing else to ask for the time being. Good day, little one. What's your name?
Hello, miss. I'm Jane and this is my brother Wally.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Thomasina.
I'd introduce you to my dolls, but they're drying out at the moment.
This is a lovely little beck.
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and cleaning.
And no delaying.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Tell me more about the Ammon's horn.
Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
Yeah, let's be scientific.
Jane, this is a fossil.
It's a horn. What's a fossil, miss?
Yes.
A fossil is an impression of a prehistoric plant or animal embedded in rock and preserved in petrified form. This particular animal was called an ammonite.
I'm confused. It's not a horn?
No, it's the impression of a long-dead sea creature.
Well, I believe my daddy. He doesn't lie to me.
Your father is somewhat correct. For you see, Ammonites were given their name for the Egyptian god Ammon.
See, I told you. It's Ammon's horn. My daddy is always right.
Wally doesn't say much.
He's mardy with me because he's bored, miss. He thinks he's too old to play with dolls.
I see. Where are your parents?
They are picking apples from the big tree in our yard. Daddy and I sell them at the market.
That sounds nice.
But they don't mind us playing at the beck, as long as we don't touch the Ammon's horn.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
Jane!
No, miss.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Goodbye.
Jane, you're holding out on me. Don't do this to me, Jane.
Damp rag dolls have been laid out to dry in the dreary sun.
Take one
They
of
aren't
the
mine
dolls.
to take.
Let's touch the horn. I will save it up.
Hey! Stay away from that!
Don't touch it!
It's bad luck to touch the Ammon's horn. I'm serious.
I'll try it one more time.
Fine.
Look over there.
Hey!
Three-headed monkey.
Don't... I'm...
Okay, I can't do that then. Right. Let's just go over here and see if we can go any further. No, can't go past the beck. Oh, there was a shrub there. I need to investigate the shrub.
Sweet little flowers. The delicate flowers smell rather sweet. I don't think anyone is home.
Okay, let's do the blacksmith. Yes. Okay, let's get him to show us. Mr. Shoulder. Oh, let's talk to him about Lord Panswick.
What do you know of Lord Panswick?
Oh, yes. A rather important fellow around here. His vast land holdings give many a steady employment.
I hear he is renovating an old chapel on his land.
Aye, I've heard such reports. He believes this to be a godless land. Something I wholeheartedly disagree with. To which god his chapel will be dedicated to remains a matter of concern.
Why do you say that?
Oh, my apologies. Don't listen to my oafish conjecture. Let us move on.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. de Plancy. Mrs. de Plancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. de Plancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. de Plancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
I should know this.
Richard II?
Correct. You are well read, Miss Bateman. Studying the work of the bard is one of my favorite pastimes. Follow me. Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
Are they beautiful or desolate? I guess they're beautiful.
Indeed. The moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
Sure, we've been truthful so far.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
He had an accident when I was very young.
The audio is a bit crunchy here.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain. Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
Oh, jeez.
Mummy is crying. Daddy is sleeping. Daddy, wake up! Mummy? Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one.
This
You must be Thomasina?
is
Yes.
a scary
My name is
looking
Nurse
nurse.
Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all. But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst Manor. He will have a nurse by his side at all times, I can assure you.
What sort of god would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in mysterious ways, but he loves us all. Come along now.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this. Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's Toe.
Oh, I see.
Come now, onward.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape. All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. Duplancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret. The poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you. You'd better see if Mr. Shoulder is in.
Lost my map. Shame. Okay, I still haven't explored Bewley.
stone has been affixed to the door. I think it depicts a crescent moon. Father, what do you make of this?
A peculiar adornment. I've not seen any like this in Bewley, though it does remind me of a passage by the bard himself. It is the very error of the moon. She comes nearer earth than she was wont, and makes men mad.
I should know this as well. Doesn't sound like either. I'm gonna guess
Othello?
Othello.
Precisely, Miss Bateman. Your
Yeah.
knowledge of the bard is presently flawless.
I consider myself to be well read, Father Roach.
Okay, he is
It's
keeping
delightful
track.
to meet a fellow bookworm, I must say.
Oh, that's Achievement City, isn't it?
A carved I think it It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it. Mr. Shoulder? Is Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle?
It's locked.
No sign of life?
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned. This must provide a charming view across the moor. A pair of thick woolen trousers.
Oh, glove. Look, a single glove.
That glove looks familiar. I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow. The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why didn't he come inside to see me?
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
Let's snoop a bit.
No, you go ahead, Father. Thank you.
As you wish. Farewell, Miss Bateman. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
You gonna ask me about this? Parting is such is that I think it's much to do, isn't it? Might have No, it's
Romeo and Juliet?
Juliet.
Correct. That I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Oh.
You've proven yourself to be an impeccable scholar of the bard.
Oh,
my
that's the end
child.
of the Shakespeare.
Lord be with you.
Fantastic.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found. A woolen undergarment. Slightly damp. The trousers feel damp, freshly hung, or still wet from last night's rain. Mr. Shoulder must have dropped the matching glove last night. What was he doing in the alley? Rather rude of him not to come inside and see me. Mr. Shoulder has stacked blocks of wood neatly beneath this small lean-to. I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside. A sweet little hen, plump and well-groomed. You're a sweet little thing, aren't you? A fearsome-looking beast. He looks much too unruly to be picked up. A sweet little hen. You're a sweet little thing, aren't you? The window is... No sign of any movement. I've come a long way to meet you, Mr. Shoulder. Please open the door. This key doesn't...
I guess we head off.
As I trudged back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder. The train! That must be Kenneth. I should go and meet him at the station. A fine spot to take a rest. Margaret's Lookout. I wonder who Margaret is, or was. Margaret... I wonder... Oh. Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. This appears to be a recently dug, unmarked grave. William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Do you think I should dig up a trowel?
I may be a barrow digger, but I am no grave robber. Joseph Davis. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister. John Purchase, dearly beloved husband of Florence.
Oh, do you think that's Arthur?
Forever in light, Anne Kemp. Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother, wife, and sister.
I wonder if that was actually his wife. Don't know.
Hello. Good day.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Wretched man. They say he is restoring a chapel near his manor. But for whom and to what god, I ask?
Is he a man of faith?
I've barely seen him set foot in St. Edmunds. It doesn't stop him from acting as our God-given ruler. Stay away from him, pet. Don't get yourself tangled up in local affairs.
I certainly don't intend to. Are you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Hobbs, what?
Never mind. Why did you call Lord Panswick wretched?
He hides in that manner of his and cares not for his people. I've heard stories whispered in the pews, you know.
What kind of stories?
That he shoots people on sight. Anyone that strays onto Panswick Manor.
Good grief!
Yet he will walk into the plough and furrow and buy ale for all and be hailed as our protector. I answer to God and God alone. Forgive me, pet. I shouldn't get so worked up.
Not at all. I appreciate your honesty, Mrs. de Plancy. Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
Now, I said I wouldn't ask about his health. Oh, this is neat. There's only 4 other bits on here. Let's scroll up and down. Well, that's nice. So I shan't ask about his health. I could save and ask about it. Save and ask about it. No. Save and ask about health.
Hello. Good. Father Roach asked me not to discuss that with Mrs. de Plancy.
It's expressly said.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
That's fair enough. That's given us the choice. Right, what are we going to do now? Station. How do I get to the station? Left out.
I don't think anyone is home.
Let's go and do that then. Go meet Kenneth. Oh.
Where is Kenneth? He was supposed to wait for me at the station.
Oh, here's Arthur.
Well, that's one mystery solved. It's Arthur Tillett. What's he doing in there? Mr. Tillett, where did you go last night?
Have we met?
Last night at the Plough and Furrow.
Oh, Miss Bateman. I were blind drunk last night and woke up with a stinking headache.
You still smell like a brewery.
Sorry.
You went to use the lavatory and never came back, Mr. Tillett. I searched everywhere for you.
I think I remember you bought me a drink. Then it's all a blur. I woke up in my bed this morning with my wife sour at me for waking her at some ungodly hour.
About last night. What were you going to tell me about Leonard Shoulder?
Who?
Leonard Shoulder. You told me you knew him. And promised to tell me more if I bought you a drink. Which I did. So what were you going to tell me?
I don't really know the old bugger.
But you said you did.
Oh, aye. No, I know naught about him. No, naught about Leonard Shoulder.
You're hiding something, Mr. Tillett. I don't believe you.
I say a lot of things when I've got the drink in me. I probably just wanted you to buy me an ale.
A likely story.
Look, what would I gain from lying to you? I just wanted another drink.
Even if that's the case, it doesn't explain your disappearance.
Aye, I don't remember out.
About last night. You really don't remember where you went last night?
As I say, it's all a blur. I remember needing a piss. Then... nothing. Well, you must have missed me when I came out.
I did not. I even went to the gents' toilets to find you.
Oh, aye. A sight for sore eyes.
It was. I checked everywhere, and you were nowhere to be found. The back door leading to the alleyway was blocked from the outside.
Oh, aye?
Yes. You must have exited through that door, Mr. Tillett.
But you just said it were blocked.
There must be an explanation.
My mind has drawn a blank.
Why was the door blocked? Did you block it?
I told you I don't remember. I've nowt to say 'cause I remember nowt.
I found Mr. Shoulder's house, but he wasn't home.
Don't worry. You'll find him.
How's your headache faring?
It feels like a steam engine is driving full pelt in a circle around me skull.
Be sure to drink plenty of water, Mr. Tillett.
Aye, aye. I'll survive.
So, you work here?
Aye. Bewley Station Master at your service. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Not just yet, thank you. I understand that some of the locals are not too happy about this new station.
Aye. I'd go as far as saying the whole village.
How long has the station been open for?
About 3 months. We're on the Midland Railway line. This employment's been a saviour for me. If I weren't stood here, I'd be drinking my life away at the pub right now. It's worth the occasional withering look from Cyril and the rest of them.
What does a station master do?
A bit of this and a bit of that. I don't wish to bore you with such things.
As you wish.
My responsibilities here keep me on the straight and narrow, I'll tell you that much. A sense of duty can do wonders for a lost soul.
Indeed. This must be a rather lonesome post to occupy.
Trains pass through here more regularly than you might think, lass.
I'm looking for my assistant, Kenneth.
Oh, aye?
His train has arrived.
Not a single soul disembarked the last train, Miss Bateman.
Impossible. Was that not the midday train from London by way of Derby?
Aye, it were. Mr. Price were here, unloaded a few crates.
But no Kenneth.
Not a soul. Hold on. One of them crates had your name on it, Miss Bateman. A great big one it were, with...
A red ribbon?
Aye.
What is Kenneth playing at, sending my equipment but not himself? Curses. Where is my crate now?
Mr. Price took away all the crates on his cart.
Who?
Mr. Price. He's the postmaster.
Where can I find Mr. Price?
He lives above the storeroom, just north of the plough and furrow. You'll see it. There's a Royal Mail plaque on the wall.
Thank you. Where can I...
He lives above...
Thank you. What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Oh, you've heard of his lordship, then?
Yes. Do you know him?
Aye. He comes into the village from time to time, gives sweets to the children, hires young men to work his land. He's well liked around here.
I sense some hesitation, Mr. Tillett.
Well, we kind of have an unspoken agreement with his lordship. He looks after us, provided we leave him alone.
I don't follow.
He likes his privacy.
Some people do.
No one is allowed to visit him.
Do you mean to say that he's a bit eccentric?
No. I've heard people got fired at when approaching his manor uninvited.
Good grief! But is this true?
Well, I won't be the one to find out.
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow.
It's why Leonard Shoulder invited me to Bewley. He thought I might like to excavate it.
Oh, aye. I heard about a Hobbs Barrow somewhere out there. There's some old stories around it.
What stories?
I can't remember.
Mr. Tillett, please. This is important.
I'm awfully sorry, Miss Bateman. I'll try to remember. If he invited you here, then I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you all about it.
That's if I ever get to meet him.
I'm sure you will.
Farewell for now.
Ta-ra!
Mr. Tillett is right there. Cyril is no doubt keeping watch on any potential new arrivals from the railway station. Good day to you, Cyril.
I'll do, lass.
What are you up to, Cyril?
Keeping an eye on that bleeding railway station. That's what. Thankfully, no one got off the last train.
Really hate that station, don't you?
Oh, I curse Midland Railway for bringing their damn line through Bewley. This is our town, our land. 'Tis no place for outsiders.
So you keep saying.
Anyway, no more trains today. Almost time to celebrate with an ale, I think.
I could do with one myself.
You paying?
No. I found Mr. Shoulder's house today, but he wasn't home.
Why the bleeding hell should I care, lass?
I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow. Do you know where it is?
Mind your own business, lass.
You really are quite helpful, aren't you?
Bah.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra, lass.
Good day.
Yes?
I noticed your spectacular fossil specimen.
Oh, I collect them. This one is called an...
Ammonite.
I'm impressed, lass.
From the Jurassic period, I'd venture.
Do you collect them too, then?
My true interests lie in comparatively modern history.
Oh, well, I do love a fossil. It's important to remember that we all end up in the soil eventually.
Quite. What can you tell me of Lord Panswick?
His lordship commands much respect around here, lass. Keeps me busy with work. Why do you ask?
Just curious. Are you sure you don't know where Hobbs Barrow is?
Sorry, lass.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
Not a lot. I know he's in charge around here.
Does he come to the village often?
Not really. He has a manor out on the moors.
Have you ever been there?
Heavens, no. Villagers aren't allowed there.
Why not?
Dunno. It's just the way it is.
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow? I really must find it.
I'm sure.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
A small plaque beside the door reads Vicarage. I don't think anyone is home. That must be the postmaster's storeroom. He looks a little chirpier than your average Bewley resident. Hello.
Good day. I haven't seen you in Bewley before.
I'm just visiting.
Lovely. It's nice to see a new face. We don't get many visitors. My name's Henry. Henry Long.
Nice to meet you, Henry. Thomasina Bateman.
Wonderful. What a treat.
You seem in a good mood, Mr. Long.
It's just lovely to see a new face. Where are you from, Miss Bateman?
Originally, a small town on the outskirts of Derby, Mr. Long, though I currently reside in London.
London? I've never met anyone from London. How very exciting. Have you lived there a long time?
It's been quite a few years now, yes.
I've heard that the air there is so heavy with smoke, it makes it hard to breathe. Is that true?
Some days.
Oh, you must miss the fresh northern air. Well, you've got that in Bewley. No factories out here. Such things are a blight on his creation. I were born in this very home I stand in front of. Bewley is in my blood. Why would I ever want to leave? Especially now I can meet new folk thanks to the railway line.
I'm looking for Mr. Price, the postmaster.
Oh, Mr. Price, my lovely neighbour. I'm afraid you've just missed him.
Curses.
I saw him wheeling a large crate into his storeroom just there.
It must be mine. I really need it.
Have a look through the window to see if it's yours.
Where did Mr. Price go?
I don't know. The man were in a hurry. I know he has family in Bakewell.
That's miles away. Did he leave by foot?
No, by horse. He must be a few miles down the road by now.
Curses. When will Mr. Price be back?
He didn't say. Could be tonight, could be a few days.
How infuriating.
I told him I'd keep watch of his storeroom, and I'm a man of my word, Miss Bateman. I shall not budge from this spot.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
Aye, funny old fellow. I hear he lives way out on the moors somewhere.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not for a long while now that you mention it. Why do you ask?
It's a long story, but I was to meet him in Bewley. He invited me here.
Well, I must thank him when I see him for inviting such an enchanting young woman.
You flatter me, Mr. Long. I'm looking for Hobbs Barrow.
One of those old burial hills?
Yes. Do you know where it is?
Believe it or not, I haven't set foot on the moors since I were a child.
Why is that?
I've got all I need right here in Bewley. And we're all truly blessed with the railway station, which brings us lovely new
Sky's a
faces.
bit weird.
Your opinion of the railway station
Bit
differs
weird.
widely from your fellow townsfolk, Mr. Long. I've not met anyone particularly keen on it.
That railway line is the start of a new era for Bewley. Mark my words. There's much to protect here, but we need new blood. I hope that some of you visitors will actually stay here permanently.
Why is that?
So I have new friends to talk to. Some people here don't want any new friends. Cyril Farnaby, the miserable old sod, is the worst offender.
I've had the pleasure of meeting Cyril. He really dislikes the railway station.
Absolutely miserable he is. I've tried to convince him many times that the station will help Bewley. He just doesn't understand.
I met him last night in the Plough and Furrow.
Aye, the scene of our many debates. Blimey. I could go for an ale right now, actually.
Can I buy you a drink?
Really?
No. Wait. Do you think Mr. Kemp will let me open a tap?
Perhaps. You could always ask him. I shouldn't leave anyway. Mr. Price is relying on me to keep watch of his storeroom.
Goodbye.
Don't be a stranger.
Right, let's have
A
bit.
warehouse. There's my crate. Kenneth always ties a red ribbon to it. I can see an envelope tucked behind the ribbon. Perhaps it can help explain Kenneth's absence. I'm going to have to get in there. Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office.
You gonna help me, Mr. Long? On a save game.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
The postmaster isn't home.
But my crate is in there.
You'll have to wait for Mr. Price to get back.
This house looks pleasant. The man is standing right there. There's nothing else. Is this yours?
No, not mine.
I'm not sure.
How are we gonna get in there then? Talk to this creepy
Hello?
guy.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
Naught to say, except don't be sniffing around his lordship's manor. You'll end up with a round of shot in you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Just mind your own business around here.
I really must find Hobbs Barrow.
What did I tell you last time? Not to be found digging around in those things.
Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
I'm sorry to ask this, Mr. Kemp, but could I please open a tab?
Still not in your purse?
I'm afraid not. My assistant hasn't arrived as planned, so I find myself in a bind. He must have put the money in my crate, which is currently being held in Mr. Price's storeroom.
Well, as you know, I run an honest establishment here, and I do trust you. So yes, I'll open an account for you, to be settled at the end of your stay.
Of course. Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Now then, I'll be needing something of value as a deposit.
I thought you said you trusted me.
Aye, it's not personal, lass. One can never be too cautious.
How about this necklace?
I found Mr. Shoulder's home, thanks to the help of Father Roach.
Wonderful. So you've met our vicar then?
Yes, I did. An interesting character.
Indeed. So, did old Leonard apologise for his absence?
Not quite. He wasn't home.
What is that man playing at?
You tell me. I've decided to find Hobbs Barrow without Mr. Shoulder's aid.
Are you sure that's a wise idea, lass?
What other choice do I have? I have a feeling he is avoiding me. Do you know where I can find the Barrow?
No, sorry. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
My assistant has not arrived as planned.
Oh, is everything all right?
I'm not entirely sure.
Am I to keep a room for him just in case?
If you could hold it for one more night, Mr. Kemp.
As you wish.
What can you tell me about Lord Panswick?
A most charming man, Miss Bateman. He looks after us here, a good fellow.
Where does he live?
Panswick Manor, on the moors. No visitors allowed. His lordship likes his privacy.
How can I open a tab again?
Leave me an item of value as a deposit. I'll give it back to you at the end of your stay, when it will be time to pay the piper.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
Will you accept this silver cross pendant as a deposit?
Can I take a closer look at it? Aye, silver. That'll do.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp.
Can I get you something to drink?
Not right now, Mr. Kemp.
As you were.
The prices are cheap here. I'm not hungry at the moment.
Okay, so let's have a look at our to-do list. Right, so really we need to get into that.
I must say, last night has rather put me off using these toilets.
We need to get into the postmaster's room. How are we going to do that? There didn't appear to be any way into it from the front. So I could leave my stuff here.
I'd rather not go into those horrible toilets again.
Okay. So let's keep exploring and let's see if the kid wants to tell me anything.
Yes?
What do you know about Lord Panswick?
He gave me some sweets once. My friend says that Lord Panswick has special trees at his manor that grow sweets on their branches. Do you think that's true, miss?
I think that's very unlikely.
Me too.
Are you sure you know nothing of Hobbs Barrow?
That like a wheelbarrow?
Never mind. Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care. The cross denotes this as the site of a market, or perhaps a site of traditional religious significance. No one here. I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible. I'd better not touch them. They could be poisonous. The moors stretch into the distance. I don't wish to wander aimlessly. I'm not sure what that would achieve. No, that won't work.
Oh, we've lost our hanky. I thought we'd have kept it. What's this called? A fairy ring? Fairy ring. That's right. So, for the first time in 2 hours of playing, doesn't feel like 2 hours. I'm sort of a bit stuck. Have a little walk around to places we've already been. Nothing here.
A memorial list of former vicars. They stretch back several hundred years. A memorial. It's locked.
Let's go and see if the vicar's there. Right, his vomit's gone as well.
The Devil's Toe, a local landmark. What a peculiar name, the Devil's Toe. I can't quite see the resemblance myself.
Okay, let's see if we can ask him about the
I
postmaster.
have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Right. Quick travel was very good. Very appreciated.
I don't wish to... Hello?
Good day.
Oh, we can get him to have a...
Can I buy you a drink, Henry?
Really?
Really? We can talk more at the inn.
But I told Mr. Price I'd keep watch of his storeroom.
Doors have locks for this very reason.
You're right. One drink won't take long. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rocket weren't Stevenson's only design, you know. Before that, there were the Blucher and the Locomotion. But my favourite would have to be the Lancashire Witch. I believe he built that in 1828. In Newcastle, of course. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
I couldn't even get a word in.
He likes a good chinwag, our Henry.
He certainly does.
What a waste of money that was.
Henry Long can talk, can't he?
He's a colourful character. The man drinks like a fish.
He certainly does.
I've seen him drink this place dry and still be up to tend his garden at sunrise. The man can truly hold his ale.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
I've stored my case in there. A box within a box. That candle didn't last long. The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. Perhaps Mr. Kemp will replace it this evening. Jammed shut. The wood must have warped over the years.
Right, well, let's go and see Henry again, I suppose.
Hello.
Good day.
Goodbye.
Don't.
Just to say.
Hello.
Good.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one more ale won't hurt. I shall take you up on your offer, Miss Bateman.
Let us make our way.
The rear wheels are powered by coupling rods, would you believe? The boiler had 2 flue tubes. 2! There were nothing like it. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
I wonder if it meant to do that repeated.
Curses. I'm starting to feel somewhat tipsy. I'm here to excavate Hobbs' Barrow, not Hobbs' barrels.
Hobbs barrels, sometimes water is a wiser option.
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now.
What are we going to do here then? We can get drunk.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you another drink?
I suppose one. I shall take you.
Let us make.
Bewley is the latest of many additions to the Midland Railway line. Speaking of change, I hear the whole frontage of Derby Station is being rebuilt. Designed by an architect by the name of Tubshaw, if I remember correctly. Well, that's me. I better be off.
Wait!
Ta-ra, Miss Bateman.
Mr. Long can really put away a drink. Thank goodness I've switched to water. Good day, sir.
Right, don't know how to...
There's nothing else.
Don't know how to deal with him, aside from, like... Aside from poisoning his drink, which I wouldn't know how to do. Doesn't seem very clever.
Royal Mail, Postmaster's Residence. This must be the local post office.
How do I get in there?
Oi, keep away from that door. I promise Mr. Price I keep an eye on his storeroom while he's gone.
I can probably get this door open, but I can't do it with this man standing here watching my every move.
What if I can get Arthur to drink with him? Do you reckon that's possible?
I can't think of anything else to talk. Good day to you, Cyril.
Maybe Cyril can go and have a fight with him.
What do you make of Henry Long?
An idiot who thinks that station's a good idea. Can you imagine? Strangers pouring into
this is what we're
Bewley.
gonna
Turns the stomach, that does.
Maybe he has a point. You could travel.
Bah, you're an outsider. I'd expect you to have such a bad opinion. But Henry, he's a Bewley lad. We've had the odd Barney or two in the pub over it all.
I can imagine.
Here we go.
Can I buy you a drink, Cyril?
Now?
Yes.
Go on then, lass.
Follow me.
So then, he turns around and says, "Why is a dog like a tree?" And I says, "I don't know." And he says, "Because they both lose their bark once they're dead."
Very droll, Cyril. Well, it's been a pleasure, but I must be off.
Aye, lass. Ta for the drink. You're not too bad for an outsider.
Right, Cyril. Running up our tab here. Here we go. Time for a fight.
Hello.
Good day.
Can I buy you
I shall
Let us make...
Let's go.
To think, if that station hadn't been built, we would never have met. Blessed be the Midland Railway.
Idiot! That station is the worst decision this village has ever made!
Cyril Farnaby, a miserable man with miserable ideas. I will change your mind even if it kills me.
Come on, you can do this.
Locked, as expected. I need to get inside without attracting too much attention.
Oh. You said you could get the door open.
A warehouse. The door is still locked.
You liar.
This key doesn't... He's currently debating the merits of the railway station at the inn.
Smash the window.
I'm not sure what that would achieve. I don't think battering the door down is the solution here. I don't wish to draw too much attention.
Burn it all down.
That's a peculiar idea. No, that's not it. No.
Huh. It's an odd way of putting it. How can I get in there without attracting too much attention? Well, you'd need the key. Or a way to lockpick the door. Or someone to let us in. But seeing as she said, I think I could get the door open. Seems
He's currently... This house...
Must have to wander around again.
There's nothing else.
Unless we can pinch a ladder and go in through the upstairs window. I haven't seen a ladder anywhere.
I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Wally took Myrtle.
Pardon?
He took her and ran off. I hate him.
Is Myrtle one of your dolls?
Yes, my favourite. Mummy made her for me. She's so beautiful. Wally is the worst brother in the whole world.
Why did your brother take Myrtle away?
He's just jealous because Daddy is letting me come with him to the market tomorrow. Wally thinks I'm Daddy's favourite, so he took Myrtle from me. What if he rips her to tatters? What if he feeds her to Mr. Bryden's goat?
Don't worry, Jane. I'm sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Where did your brother go?
I don't know. Home, maybe. But I have to wait here for Myrtle's friends to dry out.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs Barrow?
I have, yes.
You have?
We aren't supposed to talk about it.
Why not?
Would you like to go there?
Yes, I would very much like to.
I'll tell you where it is if you find Myrtle for me.
You will?
Yes! But don't tell anyone about it or I'll be told off.
I promise.
Please find Myrtle first. I miss her.
I will. Where do you live?
Our home is on the other side of the village, miss. Maybe Wally went back there. Or maybe he's left her out on the moors. Poor Myrtle. I'm going to kick him so hard.
Where do you live?
Our home is made on poor. I'm going...
Goodbye.
Bye, miss. Hey, stay... It's bad luck to touch the Yaman's horn. I'm serious.
I don't think... I don't think anyone is home. I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. I don't think... Good day. Jane tells me you've taken Myrtle away.
And what if I did?
That's a bit mean, don't you think?
She kicked me! Look at this bruise on my leg!
That does look quite bad. Why did she kick you?
Because she's a little goblin! You don't know what she can be like! Besides, Myrtle is gone now. I've given her to the fair folk. That'll teach her.
Who are the fair folk?
The little people of the moors. I gave Myrtle to them.
Little people? You don't mean fairies, do you?
We call them fair folk round here.
Wally, there is no such thing as fairies.
It's two, and I gave him a doll.
Put them in the fairy ring. We found that earlier.
Where can I find these fair folk?
She didn't refer it to...
the tinkle of their tiny bells. I hear them when the wind dies. They dance around their little house.
But where is this little house?
Just listen for the bells, you'll find it. Don't think about bringing that doll back. That'll just bring bad luck for all of us.
Yeah, she didn't refer to it as a fairy ring, but that's what it is. I get that. Maybe that's not it.
Are you sure you don't know anything about Hobbs Barrow? I would very much like to find it.
No.
Goodbye.
The other place to try is...
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
The other place to try would be the hole in the woods. Let's go and try those two places. And then... Oh, we can go this way. No, we can't. This way. So let's try the... Oh, they did say about the bells. Let's try the hole first.
I have no desire.
No. No sound of bells, so let's go and try and find the fairy ring. Can't remember where that was. Check this first. Oh, it's a bunny. Check this first, I can't remember where this took us. There it is, that's the fairy ring.
I'm not sure if these are poisonous or edible. It looks like something has been buried in the middle.
There we go. The trowel. Oh.
Thomasina, please stop leaving your toys lying about the place. What happened the last time you left your dolly under the tree?
A fox ate it, madame.
Yes, it did. Fetch it now, won't you? Then I'll fix your supper.
Yes, madame. Mr. Bowles looks cross. What's for supper, madame?
It'll be nothing but a glass of water and a worm if you don't fetch your dolly right this instant.
It's the gateway to the fairy kingdom. Hello, fairies. Hello. Hello. There you are, Josephine. I won't let the foxes eat you.
Who's that you have there, little bird?
Josephine. She introduced me to the fairies.
Oh, fairies, you say?
Yes, Daddy.
Do you believe in fairies?
Of course. Do you see those mushrooms over there?
Yes.
That's the gateway to their kingdom. That's where Josephine and I go to talk to the fairies.
Now, listen to me, Thomasina.
Yes?
You're old enough now to hear this. There's no such thing as fairies or talking dolls, my little bird.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, my dear child. I do not wish to upset you. I just want to make sure that you understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Josephine is just a doll, and fairies do not exist.
But, Daddy...
Science is the great antidote to the poison of enthusiasm and superstition. Please always remember that. If you hear anything about fairies or the like again, know that it's hogwash. What is it?
Hogwash. Did Wally bury the doll, I wonder?
Gonna be ahead. Oh. Oh.
This must be Jane's ragdoll. There is something somewhat unsettling about its appearance. Look at it writhing away. You're coming with me, little fellow. I shall name you Kenneth. I've already taken one.
Okay, I guess I'm taking the ragdoll.
Perhaps these wriggling worms are the fair folk young Wally was so fearful of. How strange. There is a hairpin pierced through the arm. This may come in handy. I'll keep it. At least I shall not return from Bewley empty-handed.
Right, so we have a hairpin, but we need another device to pick a lock. You can't just do it with a hairpin. You need a bar as well. Let's see if it's called Kenneth. No, it's
little Kenneth.
It was just called Worm in here.
A sharp hairpin. Could be useful. It's Jane's creepy ragdoll.
Oh.
I present to you Myrtle.
Myrtle! I missed you so much.
Now, I believe we had a deal.
Hide and seek.
Oh.
Come back.
She sucks. Let's take her dolls.
It's in moments like these I thank myself for not having children. They aren't mine to take. Hey!
Wow, hide and seek works. Let's hope she doesn't get hit by a tree in a minute. Is she going to be in this hole? She is in the hole.
Jane? Jane, get out of there. Don't make me come in. Fine. Curses. The hole is too small for me to fit through.
I can fit a worm in there.
That won't make the entrance any bigger.
Yeah. I have to dig it out.
I was always happiest with a trowel in my hand, uncovering hidden worlds within the earth itself, clod by clod. That should do it. Jane! It's pitch black down there. Jane? Jane? Jane, come out this instant. I can't see a damned thing in here. I need a light source. Curses. The useless thing blew out.
If he's replenished my candle.
I can't think of anything else to...
Don't want to. In fact, let's do this first.
Kenneth taught me this useful trick. A hairpin is much more than a hair accessory.
I still think you need
wiggles
to.
And this lock should spring right open.
You have to have some torque on it.
I've snapped the hairpin in the process, but I managed to unlock the door. Let's open this envelope. There's a note inside.
Miss Bateman, I beg for your forgiveness. A matter of grave urgency has arisen in London. I cannot join you in Bewley. I've packed your usual equipment and pray you will find local assistance in my absence. I look forward to seeing you upon your return. Yours faithfully, Kenneth Murdoch. And the closed captioning said, yours faithfully cannot murder. Instead of Kenneth.
How very frustrating.
Murdoch.
I wonder what happened. I'd better get this to the alley before Mr. Long comes back. Moving a fully laden crate through the village square was no easy task. Somehow, no one was there to witness it. But I didn't give up, because I never give up, do I, Mother? I am as stubborn as my father, as you liked to remind me. Wait. Where is my money? It's not in here. Kenneth, you absolute liability of a man. It looks like everything else is in here. Picks, specimen trays, shovels. Oh, my chisel, I'll take that. Ah, my lantern. It feels light. There mustn't be any oil inside.
Damn it.
I'll leave the rest in the crate. Stanley assured me things would be safe here. No money and no assistant. This is most inconvenient. Still, I've been in worse situations. I've got a tab at the inn for now. I'll worry about money later. I must find that barrow and get on with the excavation.
Okay. No money and no assist.
I don't wish to carry around my heavy excavation tools. I need paraffin to fuel my lantern. I've had this for years. It's looking like it could break at any moment, really.
Alright. If are these two arguing or not? Yes.
These two are as stubborn as each other. I'll leave Cyril and Henry to their grand debate. Can I please have a new candle for my room?
I'll go upstairs and replace it this evening.
Can I have one now?
It's not dark yet, Miss Bateman.
Never mind. Goodbye.
See you soon.
And I wasted a match as well. How am I going to get another match? Right, I think I might leave it there. What a great game. Time's flown by, doesn't feel like I've been playing this for 2.5 hours. This is more like Mudlarks, which I think is their forte, really. Mudlarking. I think it's Mudlarks. Yeah. Haven't seen any of the horror-y bits really yet. Sure that'll happen soon. So what do we need to do? It tells us. This is a good bit as well. So still look around. Got to find Barrow. Need a light source. I need some paraffin. So we need to find paraffin. We need to probably get another match from somewhere. And yeah, ultimately we need to find Barrow. I have a.
I've had this for years. It's looking like it could break at any moment, really.
Got this worm and a chisel. Let's see if let's talk to the blacksmith and just see if he might have paraffin.
Good day.
Yes.
I was wondering if you might be able to spare some lantern oil.
I don't have much to spare, lass. Paraffin is as rare as hen's teeth in these parts. How much coin do you have?
None, I'm afraid.
If you're in a bind, I can trade you a small amount.
A trade, you say?
Aye.
What does he need?
What can I trade you for some lantern
oil? A chisel.
Surprise me.
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Surprise him. A worm.
I don't think Mr. Crozier would be interested in trading his paraffin for this.
I think it's going to have to be a chisel. No? Glove? Nice glove. Nice trowel.
Look! We have the same lantern!
Aye, so we do.
So, I don't have any letters? No. Alright, well. Maybe. He'd like something like a fossil, wouldn't he?
I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. Well, I guess she's going to be stuck down there for a month until the next time I play this. But keep walking around for a minute. See if there's anything to be had. What am I going to do with this worm? Oh, I'll probably use it to like get a bird or something.
And there were multiple worms there in case we can go back and get more. Chisel. What do we need to chisel? We could use the lockpick on the guy's door, maybe. Do we go back there? Can we finish? Ah, we can chisel this off. That's what we're going to do. We're going to chisel this off. We're going to trade this for the paraffin oil.
That is not coming off.
Oh no! What do you mean it's not coming off?
I'm not sure what that would achieve. I'm not sure. A carved stone has... I think it depends. It's bolted onto the door itself. I can't remove it.
Oh, it ran off.
I've no desire to... No, that's not it.
No.
A pair of...
That's not it, you're right. Why is the audio so crunchy? Checks. Yes, it's using my MIDI synth. So this the interesting thing about MIDI is this game will sound completely different with different sound fonts. So I wonder if I can swap them on the fly. Probably can't. Oh, I might be able to. Let's try this one. This might crash it. Or it just might not do it.
No one here.
Indeed. Oh, that's... Oh, maybe it's because I didn't have it selected. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, so what I was saying was that people who play this game with one MIDI library, or the default Windows one, it will sound totally different to somebody who plays it with a different MIDI font. Oh, wait, we can chisel this off. It can be bad and chisel this off.
Splendid. I've managed to extract it in one piece.
An absolute vandal.
An exceptional ammonite fossil. Would you trade some of your paraffin for this fossilized ammonite, Mr. Crozier?
Now then, 'tis a beauty that. It looks familiar. I'll take it off your hands.
Wonderful.
Let me fetch some paraffin from inside. There you are.
Thank you, Mr. Crozier.
Mr. Crozier got a good deal there. Fossil collector, Mr. Crozier got a good deal. A good deal there.
An opened tin of paraffin. There's still quite a bit left inside. I need paraffin.
Yes. Oh, it's lit already.
My lantern is fueled and ready for action.
Why is it lit
My
already?
lantern is...
Oh, we got to carry on for a minute then. So I'm gonna catch that lady.
Right, let's put this lantern to good use.
Oh, I don't like this noise.
Jane, come out at once.
We'll just take 2 seconds. Right, bit of suspense. Let's just see what's going on here. Oh, badger. Badger, badger, badger.
Jane!
Silly, what are you doing in that smelly old badger's hole?
You were in there.
No, I weren't.
Yes, you were.
Not true. I was hiding behind that tree over there. I got bored of waiting for you.
So where can I find Hobbs Barrow?
Go north from the church graveyard, up the hill. You'll see some muddy fields on the horizon. That's Mr. Bryden's farm. Hobbs Barrow is there. Don't tell any grown-ups I told you. And thanks for getting Myrtle back.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane. You've been a great help.
Right, so next time, we're going to find Hobbs Barrow. That was good. Very good game. Yeah. Badger, badger, badger. There we go. Till next time.